So guys, I'm mixing up some tuna with mayo and buffalo sauce. People do the same thing with chicken all the time. I don't even want to hear it. But anyways, I was thinking about something while I was on the toilet. It's something that I've never done a video about. It's about like body image and stuff like that. And I've always said that me doing these mukbangs was about me being on a diet and being accountable. And I did one yesterday, which should be up before this. It was a short one. I ate my breakfast on camera, which was a breakfast sandwich. I know that's problematic. I'm sorry. But the thing is, I want to talk about, like, my opinion on the whole. Like, oh, Barbie doesn't look like a person, that's a problem. I'm glad they make Barbie dolls that look like people. I think it's a good thing. But at the same time, I think people should teach their kids that their toys are not a real person, and that they shouldn't care what their toys look like. Because honestly, I knew girls that are the same age as me that played with baby dolls, and I played with Barbie dolls. And I never saw a Barbie doll and was like, oh, I should look like that, because if I don't look like that, I'm not healthy. Like, I never thought about that. And I was the fattest girl in my grade, in my class, in my school. Like, I was the heaviest kid in my school for a long time, until I went to high school, and then there was a couple guys that were my size. Guys that were my size. They wrestled, they played on a football team, you get the picture. But most guys and girls were not even anywhere close to me. The ones that were my size, that weighed as much as me, were usually over 6 foot tall, and usually wrestled and, played football, so they needed that weight. And I'm still pretty heavy. I weigh like 256 right now. I'm at like a standstill or a plateau or whatever it's called. But I never looked at a Barbie doll and thought, that's what I should look like. You know what I mean? And I was sitting there, I was thinking about how little boys play with Transformers, and they play with things that are hella unrealistic to how guys should look. But they're always shaped like a guy, and they talk like a guy, and, they have human traits. And there's the G.I. Joe dolls. You don't see very many little boys that are all upset because they won't ever look like a G.I. Joe, or because G.I. Joe is unrealistic. You won't see that. And you don't see parents flipping out like, oh, well, G.I. Joe doesn't look like a, The truth is, you just have to let your kids know that if they sit there and go, why can't I look like Barbie? Because you're not fucking Barbie. Barbie was designed by a toy manufacturer to work the way that she looks. To walk, talk, and be the way that she is, the way that she is. So was G.I. Joe. Same with the Transformers. Same with a robot toy. Same with... They were designed by someone who makes toys to work the way that they are. And you need to explain to your kid that the way that they are is the way that they're meant to live and look. And that all they have to worry about is being healthy. As long as they're healthy, mentally and physically, then it doesn't matter what they look like or what other people think of them. And you have to tell them that. I believe you have to give them that. And tell them that you really mean that. That you will love them no matter what. That you love them no matter if they're big or small or short or tall or... As long as they're healthy, taking care of themselves, and they learn to love themselves, which I know for some people is very hard to do because they have things that are out of their control. Like if you have a glandular disorder and you try your damnedest to lose weight and be healthy and you're still 300 pounds, that sucks. That's fucking horrible, and it makes me mad just thinking about it. And I don't know if I don't have one of those problems, so if that turns out to be the case someday, I'm gonna just be like, fuck. Or if you are born with a deformity, or if you have real bad acne scars. I hate that people mock people for things like that, because you never know what people are going through. And, yeah, you just have to tell your kid that as long as they are healthy mentally, and sometimes mental health comes first, let's be honest. And I don't mean if your kid's because I know there's also things that can happen in your brain that make you unhealthy mentally that you can't help. But I mean, as long as they learn to accept themselves And I feel like the accept yourself movement has gotten so much bad press lately because when you say accept, people just think, oh, well, just stay where you're at then and don't try and improve yourself. If you need improvement, if you're unhealthy, if you're doing things that are bad for yourself mentally or physically, you obviously shouldn't accept that. You shouldn't sit there and be like, oh, well, I'm a drunk, but that's okay. And little kids are not going to have those problems, hopefully. Little kids are not going to have those issues. But what I mean is you tell them that at a young age so that they learn that they don't have to do things to get people's attention that may be bad for them. They don't have to torture themselves mentally about a little flaw that they have. That's what I mean. Most people, the problems they have as adults stem from something that got to them as a kid. And that's why I'm saying that you need to tell them that from a young age, that they should love themselves and they should learn to accept the issues they have. Not fix the issues they have, but realize this is an issue I have and I have to work on it if it's something they have to work on, whether it be they're dyslexic or they have problems with math. These are just problems that I'm thinking little kids would have. I had a problem with math. And they put me in special reading. And I'm a really good reader and always have been. So instead of me getting help in math, I had help in reading. And my mom had to point it out to the woman in the class. Why is my kid in here? She's really good at reading. She has a problem with math. Now I'm fine with math now that I'm not being, kicked in the face to do it. But the thing is, it's the type of thing where a lot of people were not taught to handle and accept, and I think people don't give little kids enough credit. Do I think they should be allowed to say, yeah, I want to transition at this age? No, I don't think that at all, because that's a permanent thing. But if you talk to a little kid like you want them to understand you, and I'm talking like a 6-year-old or 7-year-old, not like a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old. If you talk to them like you expect them to listen and understand you, after a while they're going to say, in their head, they're going to say, you know what, this person respects me, and they're going to listen, and they're going to talk to you. If they're a brat, they're a brat. They still may not listen to you. But the thing is, if you tell them, and I still haven't taken my first bite of food, if you tell them, you're going to have problems in life, you're going to just be realistic with them. And explain to them the thing about the toys and why they don't have to look like Barbie, or they don't have to look like G.I. Joe, or they don't have to look like Ken, or whatever. If you explain to them very clearly about why that doesn't matter, and why they should just accept and love themselves and realize that they are allowed to cut themselves some slack and they don't have to be perfect, I think that they'll end up being more healthy as a person. I was never told those things. I never had that issue with a Barbie doll. I never looked at a Barbie. And I played with Barbie dolls till I was 12 or 13 years old. I didn't have a lot of friends, and I used to like dressing them up in different clothes. That's, what I did after, the age of 10. I played with them, and I would dress them up in different outfits, because it's cheaper to buy different outfits for a Barbie doll than it is for yourself. But I never looked at a Barbie doll and thought that I had to look that way. Were there times that I wish I was skinnier, or I would hear some skinny girl say, oh, I'm so fat, and I'd be like, if I looked like you, I would just be happy. But I actually thought that. I thought that as long as you were thin, you were happy. But you grow up and you realize that's not true at all. That's not... People are people no matter what they look like. And I hate that everybody forgets that when it comes to certain physical traits, certain physical features. If you hate on people because of their weight, or you hate on people because of their skin color, or you hate on people because of their accent, or you hate on people because of any little thing that is so trivial and stupid, then I hate you. I know I've mentioned in videos about I don't like people that type broken English, that talk broken English. I don't hate it. I just find it irritating. Because my brain sits there and goes, what are they trying to say? But I don't hate them for it, because I know that people don't have English as a first language, and I respect that. But, if you legitimately hate and discriminate against people one way or another because of their weight, their skin color, their acne, their whatever, you're a piece of shit in my book. You are a piece of fucking shit in my book, and I get that no one's perfect. But if you sit there and say, oh, no one's perfect because someone told you, oh, you should stop hating on people in the ways that I just described, and all you can say for yourself is, oh, no one's perfect. Exactly. So why can't you accept people for who they are? Even if you, I don't know if everyone has this, but there's certain things in my brain that when I see them, they seem off to me, and my brain won't stop bugging me about it until, like, the person's out of my line of sight, or I'm not dealing with the person anymore. It's not that I have a problem with a person, it's usually a stranger. I've never talked to them before in my life, I don't know them, I have no reason to have a problem with them, you know? But there'll be something about them that, I can't explain it, I can't, like, think of a certain thing right now, but they'll have, like, a certain thing about them that I notice, and my brain won't shut up about. And my brain reacts to that automatic. It's not something that I told it to do, it's not something that I've been trained to react to, it's just, my brain's like, ugh. You know, it's weird. And I don't understand it. And I don't like it about myself, you know what I mean? But I'm not going to actually sit there and mock somebody because of something my brain does automatically. Because I have enough control. I have that much control to tell my brain, you know what? Knock it off. That is something so trivial and unimportant about the person. I don't care. I'm not saying I've never made fun of somebody. I have, but it's, you know, I know later on it's not right. I know right then and there it's not right. And everyone makes fun of people, but it's not right. It's just not right. And there's no reason to really do it. But yeah, you just have to, and I'm not a parent, so I can't tell you what to do with your kids, but in my opinion, if people started to explain to kids that it's okay if you don't look like a toy, rather than making a toy look like a person, and there's nothing wrong with having a toy that looks like a person either. If you want a toy to look kind of like you, so that when you play with it, you can go on adventures that you wouldn't be able to go on in real life, I get that. You know, and I get making toys that are in wheelchairs, or making toys that have walkers and canes and things like that, because some kids, unfortunately, have to get around that way, and they, you know, should have a toy that fits them, a little bit. You know, at least. But even in those cases, I think the kids should know that, hey, this is just a toy. And if it's not exactly like you, or you can't do what it can do, or you don't look like how it looks, don't worry, because it is just a toy, and you are you, and you should be, you know, appreciate the uniqueness that you have. That toy can be manufactured by the billions. There's only one of you, so appreciate who you are, and what you are, and love and accept yourself, and make sure that you're healthy, as much as you can, because that's what really matters. And I'm not trying to make any grand statement, I'm not trying to be all, like, political and emotional and blah, blah, blah. If you listen to me, fine. If you don't, I don't, you know, it's not my problem. If you don't care what I say or don't like what I have to say. And if you're sitting there typing, well, you're so fat, fine. Because you're literally probably doing it because I literally just said that no one's perfect in this video, and that you just want to be a rebel and want to be edgy, and that's fine, because that's who you are, and go you, but, you know. I was gonna eat while I talked about that. I didn't get to, because I was just so busy, like, getting enthralled with what I was saying. But this is buffalo mayo tuna. I also wanted to talk about, and I'm going to eat it on crackers, that's what I'm going to do for my mukbang today. I did a mukbang yesterday. It's a very short one, I have not uploaded it yet, so I'm going to have 2 videos up today, I should, anyway. I'm sorry if I run out of, like, space. Actually, I'm going to go check how much space I have before I continue this. I don't know why my lips look so red. Oh yeah, I do. Because I'm drinking this. 1 second. Okay, so I'm back, and I know I look less bright, because I turned the brightness down so my iPod wouldn't go dead. My finger feels burnt, and I don't know why. My thumb does. But yeah, I also wanted to talk about why certain guys, because I'm not saying that guys don't go for fat women at all, but I feel like guys are, like, intimidated by larger girls. And I have a boyfriend, so, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say, well, skinny guys don't go for them. Or bigger guys don't go for them. Some guys do. I think men are intimidated by someone that's bigger than them, or that may be bigger than them. Which is crap, by the way. Total bullshit. I'm not gonna get all mad. Or political, or whatever. I don't agree that fat women should just accept the way they are, or expect guys to love them because they're fat. No. I'm trying to work on myself. Not because I have a boyfriend, but because I just want to be healthier. And in the last part of the video I said, that's what you should want. You should want to be healthier. But let me say what I mean by fat, okay? If you are bigger in the hips and have a bigger chest, and you are thin in the waist, and have no fat on your arms, or your inner thighs, or anywhere else except for maybe your ass and your boobs, you're not fat, okay? You are not fat. I'm not going to say you never were, because I don't know. But you're not what I consider to be fat, or what most people consider to be fat. Actually, if you have a body like that, you're probably curvy. And a lot of women would probably want to look like you. If you didn't know. And I'm not trying to be Onision over here, because I'm not like that. But it's just these are just my opinions and thoughts. And I think a lot of guys that don't go out with fat girls, and this is going to include some morbid jokes, I should just say that right now. If a guy goes out with a heavy girl, there's usually some incentive behind it. Whether he has a fetish for fat women, or he's a feeder and wants to feed us until we're like 1,000 pounds, or, he thinks certain things about a fat girl, like he thinks that some kind of sexual thing is better with a fat girl. That's usually the case. Or there's always that thing that if you're dating somebody that's not as attractive as you, or not as conventionally attractive as you, that you have some kind of insecurity. Which that can go fuck itself, let's be honest. What was I gonna say? I think that a lot of guys won't date a large girl because they're missing out on the biggest, our most important feature. Our large, oversized hearts. That was a morbid joke. But no. There are people that make such stupid claims as like, oh, well, we love better than thin girls. No, we don't. A thin girl can love just as much as a fat girl can. A thin boy can love you just as much as a fat boy can. It doesn't matter what someone looks like, at all. And you should date someone because of their character, not because of what they look like anyway. Whether you're dating them because you're told that, oh, this is better with fat chicks, or they love you more because they're desperate for love. Which, I'm so tired of hearing that one, too. I've never had someone apply a lot of these to me, but I've heard them, and I just roll my eyes. I'm like, no! No! No, 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 no. I don't believe that sex is better with someone who's fat. I don't believe that actual emotional connection is better with someone who's fat. I think that sex is better whenever it's with someone you care about. I think that because it's better not only because you're probably going to get it more often from someone that actually cares about you, but if you care about them and they care about you, they're going to put more oomph into it. They're going to want you to be pleased more. I don't think that the emotional connection is stronger with someone who's fat, because I don't think that people that are fat are desperate for love. I really don't. I don't think that anyone's really desperate for anything, but people get labeled as desperate for things because they have certain behavior patterns that people claim, if you have this behavior pattern, you're desperate for this, or desperate for that. I do not think that there's any perks, really, to dating someone who's fat over anyone skinny. If you like having more of a cushion to grab onto while you're fucking them, or while you're cuddling with them, that's you. But that's a personal thing. That's not necessarily a rumor or a misconception or anything like that, so that's why I'm not really saying it. But yeah, that's just my opinion on, like, I couldn't think of anything else. Like, those are just my opinions on that. And that's my opinion on those two topics. I'm gonna eat, and I'm playing Candy Crush Soda Saga. I used to think this game was so stupid when I got invites for it, when I never played it before. I would get invites for it on Facebook, and I was like, this is so stupid. But I started playing it, and now I'm, like, addicted to it. Is that fucked up? Actually, I'm gonna go because the stove is acting like it needs wood, like it's freezing in here. So I'm gonna go put wood in the stove, and I'm gonna eat my stuff off camera. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the video with me eating the breakfast sandwich. I'm sorry they weren't up sooner. I do want to do one with hot wings. Still don't have the money to do that yet. What I want to do is get like a few from a couple different places, and I've already said this. I'm going to wait till my mom goes to Walmart someday, and I'm going to take money with me so she can't refuse to take me to the places. And I'm going to go to these places on the way back from Walmart. I'm going to get, if Walmart has hot wings in like the prepared food section, I'm going to get a couple of those. I'm not going to sit there and eat them all in one sitting either. I'm going to get a few from Walmart. I'm going to get a few from Pizza Hut. I'm going to get a few from Sheetz. Hopefully. The ones from Sheetz will be boneless. Or maybe I should just do... I have two ideas for mukbangs. The wing one. And then I'm going to do one with prepared foods from Walmart. But I'm going to go now. You guys be sure to check out the links in the description. As always, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing on my videos. We're so close to 100 subscribers, and I still cannot believe that because I was stuck at like 70-some for like a year. So I'm grateful for each and every one of you, and I'm not going to get all emotional. I'm just having trouble chewing my food. But yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed my videos. If there's anything you want me to cover in a video, or you want me to talk about in a video, I will. I do want to do more singing videos, and I may do one of those today. I'm not sure. There's been times where I thought about doing it, and then I just didn't have gumption, so I probably won't do one today, but if I decide to, it'll be a nice surprise. But I'm gonna go. You guys have a beautiful day. Whatever you have to do, I hope that you have a good, experience with it today. So, see you guys later.